So I sent out a tweet a few days ago about the PR crisis the Republican Party was having, and a lot of people sent me follow-up questions about what did I mean by that and what was the risk of it, because they feel like the Republican Party is always having a PR crisis. So I wanted to address that. Right now we have a lot of confusion about where the Republican Party even stands on this election, whether it was stolen, whether it wasn't, whether we should be pushing forward for election challenges, and that's the first part of this PR crisis. But the second part of it is, no matter what Republicans do, no matter what Trump does, it's being spun that Republicans don't want to give the American people stimulus money, that they don't want to give people a relief bill. And I'm watching article after article come in and say, oh, Republicans are cold-hearted, Nancy Pelosi is going to go ahead and try to get that extra $2,000, and even though Trump gave it, Mitch McConnell's refuting it. Every step the Republican Party makes is reported as either infighting right now or that the Republican Party doesn't want anyone to get stimulus money. This is a massive problem because the new coalition of voters that Trump brought in, they got used to winning. They got used to, even if the media was upset about it, they were still winning something. We're not winning anything right now. And when you have a group of people that are solely in politics because of one person that never got pretty ideological in it, and they're no longer seeing any sort of stability or winning, you risk losing them. You risk them becoming disenfranchised. Stacey Abrams is always talking about how terrible disenfranchisement is with voters, and it is terrible. And we're risking it right now. First of all, because there's no clear path on what anyone thinks about the election anymore. That's sort of up in the air. So some people feel like because it's been dropped that the Republicans no longer care about it. And also because of the stimulus problem. What needs to happen right now is you have to have at least the senior Republicans come up with some strategy of how they're going to keep that coalition together and make it so that the American people have any idea where Republicans stand. Trump says, I want everyone to have $2,000. Half the Republican Party says that's going to bankrupt us. No, it isn't. Everything is just given away now anyway. What is it really going to matter at this point? So you have that group of people, and then you have the other people who are saying, well, Trump is bad because he couldn't get Mitch McConnell to agree to it even though Pelosi would. This is the PR crisis that's happening right now. And what it's doing is it's setting Trump up, if Joe Biden is sworn in, to leave in a field of chaos, to leave in a system where he doesn't look like he's delivering on anything, where it doesn't look like he's making any deals. They're trying to run out the clock, and that's very detrimental to keeping that new voting base that he brought in ready to keep voting, and that we need them to keep voting to make up for the Republicans in the suburbs that we've lost. So this constant feeling like we're losing, not just the election, but losing in the stimulus, losing in the election challenges, it's creating voter disenfranchisement, and I don't see anyone at the Republican Party willing to address it. It kind of seems like they want to run out the clock and then say, oh, we're the opposition party now because of Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, and we're the victims. The problem is that the new Trump voting bloc, they don't buy that. They don't believe it, and they kind of think it's crap from people who didn't have Trump's back. So you need to be on the lookout for voter disenfranchisement, especially with this PR crisis, and really look at the articles that people are sharing, because the articles that they're sharing about the stimulus money, even in the situations where they're praising Trump, they're hating on Mitch McConnell. Everything the Republican Party does is this massive ball of conflict. Meanwhile, in Georgia, Stacey Abrams is creating this massive coalition to get those two Georgia Senate candidates elected. So we're living in chaos, whereas Democrats are living in, we're trying to get it done, and we're willing to be bipartisan because they accept Trump's $2,000 stimulus checklist. It's a mess right now, and it's creating voter disenfranchisement, which is a very big problem going into the January runoffs. Thank you, everyone. Please retweet this, share this, and just so you know, tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Twitter and Periscope, I'll be interviewing Merzamine Clark, who's the founder of Trinity International, which is a organization for outreach for Christian youth on campuses and really for conservatives on campuses. So make sure to tune into that Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitter and Periscope, like you're watching me right now. And think about what I'm saying when you look at these articles and you say, even when they're praising Trump, they're hating Mitch McConnell, or vice versa, or they're saying what's going on with the election. There's no clarity for Republican voters right now, and when there's no clarity for Republican voters, they don't tend to rise up, they don't tend to challenge people, they tend to just stay home or to get less active, and that's what Democrats want. They want people to feel like they can stay home because Joe Biden's not that dangerous, and Republicans are doing okay, and that's a bad position for us to be in. Thank you, everyone. Please retweet this, share this, and go ahead and follow me on Twitter especially, because Periscope is closing down.